Welcome back to the channel. My name is A-Bomb. We are back with Football Manager 2019 and Eastern Resurgence with Berliner FC Dynamo. I've taken a bit of a break from the series for a week, and for that week I streamed a few times over at Twitch doing a Monaco save. I had a lot of fun doing it, so it might be a bit of a more regular thing in the future if I've got time. I do have 2 YouTube channels to keep up, and work and personal life, so it's going to be difficult to get everything to balance it all, but if I find time, I will be streaming a lot more, and you can find a link to my Twitch page in the description down below, so give it a follow and you'll be notified when I go live. But we're back with BFC Dynamo this week, starting season 9. So today, Werder Bremen is the first game of I think it's our 3rd season in the Bundesliga, because I think we came 13th and then 11th. We didn't end last season very well at all. So we're going to start, I think it's Werder Bremen, our league game today, our live game. I've got transfers to show you. It's been a very busy transfer window. And I'll show you the goals from our only competitive match we played, which was our first game in the German Cup this year. So first things first, transfers. Let's go through those now. And as you can see, there have been a number of players, almost all first team players, that left the club at the end of their contract. Been a very big transfer window, a big upheaval here. So Mark Brasnitz, we'll start with the key player for our first sort of 7 or 8 seasons. Brasnitz has already got a club. He's gone to Istra, who are in Croatia. He is a Croatian player, so he has gone there. He was in the lower divisions. He was fantastic for us in the 4th, the 3rd, and the 2nd division. He never failed to score at least 15 goals in the season. Got to the Bundesliga though, and that's when he started to just sort of get past his peak. I think he's 30 years old now, 29, 30 years old. He's 29 years old now, and you got to the Bundesliga. He got 6 goals, but it didn't get as much, time. Started 13 games, and then the most recent season, he only started 4 games and just became like a 4th choice striker. But in the early stages, like in the first 6 seasons we had him, he was our best striker. He absolutely was, and I think he's a club legend, and rightfully so. He's been fantastic. Marco Greisel still finds himself a free agent. He had a loan spell at Halle last season and did okay, got a few goals. It wasn't too bad at all. But again, a player that in the lower divisions, like the 3rd league, he was okay. Didn't really have a breakthrough season for us. He was always kind of a backup, and wasn't really the first choice out on the right-hand side. He was like a rotation option, but he didn't start every single game. Hendel has left the club. A terrific keeper, again, for our first few seasons, and then lost his place to Ricardo Marchiori. Made a couple of big errors. So that saw him out of the team, and Marchiori came in. George Cooper at left back only cost us £20,000. Hasn't found a club yet. Wasn't a particularly good left back. He was okay, but always sort of seemed to lose his place to Markowski, who was the better option. Cooper never really nailed down a sort of starting run, and just made too many mistakes for me. And I think the same goes for Dominic Dininger at right back as well. He was never really going to overtake Tim Kirch, who was our first choice right back, and didn't play a lot of games at all in the 2nd division and in the 1st division. Went on loan to Roda for a bit, and didn't do very well there either. Max Fuchs was one that I was seriously considering keeping around, but he just didn't score enough goals for me. He scored 11 goals in 4 seasons, which it just isn't enough. Julius Franke did not play very much last season. He just became the forgotten man last season, lost his place, and well, only had 1 appearance off the bench. But when he joined us, he was like that Carrilero sort of ball in the midfielder role, and him and McConnell really shared that out really well. But then McConnell left, and we started to move into a sort of more central midfielder based player for that 2nd midfielder. Didn't really go for ball winners, or went for more like central midfielders. So Frank again just lost his place. And then Karoli Shabalos, who has gone to Stuttgart, and he's in their 2nd team. A player that again very rarely played for the first team. He had one appearance in the first team. 2, sorry. We have moved on Ingo Markowski, the left back. He's gone to Göztepe in the Turkish Super League. Very good left back for us. He was very, very solid. But I think we needed to improve on him. He was at like 2.5 stars. So I think we just needed to try and improve on him. So we got £300,000 from him, which is more than we paid. He was only here for 3 seasons, and it seems like a lot more than that. Georgie Towns has gone to Arlen, and that has cost us £180,000. Oh, sorry, that's got us £180,000. Bit of a loss. At a centre back, he was an okay option, but with Riccioli and Sally, he was like 3rd choice, so he wasn't like the starting centre back. And while he had potential, that potential went pretty quickly. We had quite a few goalkeepers at our disposal, Job Sherman being one of them. He's gone to Zwolle, and that was for £49,500. Not much at all, but I don't think we were ever going to use him. He was always ever going to be a backup. Never played a game for us. But yeah, there might be a bit of a change around in keeper this season. Mercury has maybe lost his place, not because of him, but because I think we've bought a better goalkeeper. So Mercury, I don't think I'm going to sell him, but I think he might move back into that number 2. And unless, again, we have a poor run of form for our key goalkeeper, then it'll be a second choice, but we'll look at that in a minute. The last player to leave is Frank Kamga. The Cameroon centre-back has gone to Cotton Sport on loan, a team in Cameroon. So he's gone there for the season. Again, he hasn't played a first-team game for us. He's got a little bit of potential, but I don't think we'll really see him in the first team. But let's go through these one by one. Then we'll start with Paul Bubner, who we had organised quite a while ago, but he joined us at the start of this transfer window. I think this is the guy, yeah. 15-year-old. We signed him when he was 14, and he's 15. He has come from Hamburg, £165,000. Can't play for the first team yet, but he's already on the up. He's a mercenary. 14 first touch, 14 free kicks, good teamwork, good leadership. Physicals are okay, and they'll only get better. So yeah, one to watch out for the next sort of few years. Bubner, once he gets into the first team, hopefully his ability will be up a little bit, and we can see some appearances for him. This is the goalkeeper that we brought in, Julian Schossler, who's Austrian and has come from Red Bull Salzburg on a free transfer. His contract was up. We brought him in, and he looks like a good option for, you know, a first choice goalkeeper this season, and might sort of overtake Mercury and be that number 1. I think this guy could potentially be first choice in place of Mercury. He did play in that cup match. I'm just doing these in order of when we signed them. Next up was a Greek striker, Anestis Karatziotis, who has joined us from Stuttgart, £2.5 million, and has already scored a goal for us. He scored in the cup match, so he has got off to a good start for us. And again, a player that's a decent striker option. He's resilient. He's got some very good attributes, actually. Technically, he's okay. There's some 13s and 14s there and there. But some good mentals. He's brilliant off the ball. He's got good flair and determination. Physically, he's very quick and he's agile. Here's another one. Christopher Janssen from Bayer Leverkusen. £1.4 million. And yeah, just another option up front, because I think we probably need like 4 or 5 strikers, just because we tend to have really bad patches of form for some of them. But yeah, this one, in the similar vein to the Greek striker, some 13s and 14s, technique of 15 is quite nice. He's got a good work rate, he's good off the ball. Again, he's quick and he's agile. Got a pair of defenders. Devante Belskus has joined us. He's American with German nationality. Joined from Freiburg for £350,000. He's been at Freiburg for a long time at this stage, since the start of the save. And intended to buy him as a left back. He's a natural centre back, but he can play as an inverted wing back. But marking a 13 is not too bad defensively, so he can do a job back there, and his heading's not too bad either. He's 6'2" as well, 18 jumping reach, so should be a good player in the air. Some good mentals in there again, some 13s, good anticipation as well. We have brought in a natural left back in Claudio Aguilar, who does not speak German. I'm starting to sort of go away from the sort of sign Germans and has to speak German thing. Every other player that I've signed, apart from maybe 2 or 3, speaks German. Aguilar has come from Uruguay. He is from Uruguay. Come from Danubio over there. So we've signed from America. And as a left back, once again, looks very, very good. Very good tackling. Heading's not too bad. Fairly ambitious personality. Aguilar and Belskus, 2 very good left backs. Damien Dressel is a young striker, only 16, and he's come from Ingolstadt, £400,000. And last but not least, a loan signing in central midfield, a box-to-box midfielder, something we haven't used with this team, and something that I think we could maybe benefit from. Daniel Moering is on loan from Hertha, former champions. And while his technicals aren't very good, some of the mentals and physicals are very, very good. He's fairly determined. He's a tireless midfielder. Stamina is very good. He's quick. He's fairly strong. He's got very good teamwork. His work rate's good, so he's a real hard-working central midfielder. Like I said, technicals a little bit lacking. Some 11s in there which aren't too bad, but given that where we are, I think we need to be aiming for like at least 13. So it could be better. If he doesn't turn out to be good, we can just terminate his loan and send him back to Hertha. But we'll at least give it a go. So we've spent £6.5 million, which by far is the most we've spent in a season. We still have 28 million in the transfer budget and so much wage budget, which we're just not going to spend. So these were the pre-season friendlies. I'm not going to go into them in sort of great detail. As you can see, we lost against the second team and we drew against Magdeburg, but all the other ones were wins. We got goals from various sources: strikers, midfielders, wingers. So, yeah, pre-season went very, very well. We'll quickly look at the one competitive match we played, which was a 4-2 win against Chemnitz in the first round of the German Cup. But they gave us a bit of a scare, and we needed injury time to get the win. And all our goal scorers came off the bench as well, so I think I got the team selection maybe a little bit wrong. Chemnitz went ahead in the half-hour mark. They were leading at half-time. David Otto getting the first goal, giving them the 1-0 lead. Saban Kerr and Andreev linked up very, very well as Andreev scored 2 goals in 5 minutes to give us a 2-1 lead. He got the goal on 69 minutes to draw level and then gave us a lead on 73 minutes to make it 2-1. Saban Kerr setting them both up as well. But Chemnitz got it back to 2-2 with a set piece. David Otto winning the header and giving them a 2 scoreline on 84 minutes. But in injury time, 2 more substitutes got the goal. Karasiotis scored his first goal on his debut on 92 minutes. And then after that, Kevin Akashot, the young right winger, scored on 95 minutes to give us a 4-2 win. And we had a goal disallowed after that as well from Karasiotis, who was offside. So while we did start badly and I might have got the team a little bit wrong, we did manage to get the win in the end and get through to the second round where we're going to be taking on Freiburg. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. We ended last season on a very poor run of form, so we need to make sure we start the season well. We started last season very well. We were unbeaten in our first 8. But if we have a look at how we ended this season, I think we won 1 game in our last 11 or maybe 12. So a very bad end to the season, but we started very, very well, and that made sure that we got a good finish, and I think we ended up in 11th place. Yeah, we got 11th, but for quite a while we were in the European sides. We were in 6th place, which would have got us a spot in the Europa League this season. So we were there for a while, but we ended so badly, we ended up finishing outside the top half. Once again this season, we are one of the favourites to get relegated, but that's happened a lot, and we've just completely defied that. We're just going to aim for a mid-table finish this year once again and see if we can get into the top half, because that's what I want this season. I want a top half finish. We have Presshofer doubtful and Kohler doubtful. Other than that, I think we have almost a clean bill of health. So this is the team that we played against Chemnitz, and I did get some of it a bit wrong. So we're going to bring on Andreev for Janssen because he scored 2 goals off the bench. So Andreev is going to play up front. Or is he left or right-footed? He is left-footed, so he's in the right place. That's good. And we're going to start Akashot as well because he scored. So we'll have him alongside Saban Kurz playing a bit more advanced. Mullering's going to be on the bench for his first possible appearance. But I think otherwise, I think we're pretty good. The defending last game, it was okay. We did pretty well. But yeah, like I said, we conceded 2, which we maybe shouldn't have done. But that's what we're going to go with. Let's get off to a good start here. We'll go for a passionate team talk and say we've got nothing to lose. We know how good we are. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't start with a win. I mean, the way we ended last season, we need to be better than that, definitely. But we've got a highlight here on 13 minutes. Salvati Chetin with the ball. Stanilovic to Saban Kerr. And Tarnat finds Andreev, who's got another goal. 3 goals in 2 games. We have a 1-0 lead on 13 minutes. Good start to the game. And yeah, we lead. Andreev hopefully can keep this one going through this season. He had a bit of a goal drought towards the end. In fact, all of our strikers did. We had no strikers score for about 3 months. But Andreev breaks the deadlock here. Good finish and good passing play as well. Good build up to the goal. Happy with that start. And we are going to go into half-time 1-0 up, which is good. I'm happy with that. We've just edged it possession-wise. They have had more shots than us, but we only saw 1 of those shots. How many of those were actually chances? None. So they haven't really threatened. We've had a half chance and our goal. So we've just about edged it. So I'm going to say things are going well, but you're capable of better. They did okay. But yeah, I want to see a lot more from these guys. I know how good they can be. And with some of these new players coming in, it's a little bit of a new look side, although they're going to take a while to actually come in though. Belskus, I think, is the only new signing actually playing here. He's got the ball here, and Saban Kerr has gone in. Took a bit of a ricochet, which is relevant because that's what t-shirt I'm wearing. We're 2-0 up. Saban Kerr gets his first goal of the season. And yeah, it sort of bounced around a little bit. It was like a pinball for a while. A poor clearance by Roeslev, and Sally sort of laid it off a Kerr. His shot took a deflection, but it goes in the end. 2-0. We're looking very good here. Let's see if we can maybe get a third, because we are well on top in this game. And Kraus, and we've got lots of green shirts coming forward here, but a poor pass and a good clearance by Kircher. And Tarnat could set Andreev on his way, and he does. Andreev looking for his second goal, but it's a good save by Pollersbeck. What can we do from the corner kick? Chetin's taken it, and it's at the far post, but not really to any red shirt. Akashot can go backwards if he wants to, but no, sort of squares it to Akuli. Sally. Chetin got a lot of players forward here. That's a good shot. Wasn't quite on target though, but good effort. Very happy with this performance so far. We haven't really done a lot wrong. Puts it out wide for Tim Kircher. Here's Akashot. Can he put a cross in there? He can. And Andreev's at the far post. 3-0. 2 goals for Andreev. This is a brilliant start of the season. I mean, where was this at the end of the last season? I don't know. But the big break seems to have done as well. Pre-seasons have gone well. And we are dominating this game. We're destroying Werder Bremen, who have had shots, but they've not threatened and they've barely created anything. We are looking lethal. Werder are having shots, but they're not really creating until then. Josh Sargent has just scored. Is he English? No, he's another American. Another German American. He's been at Bremen for a while. So there goes the clean sheet, and that was instantaneous response after that third goal. So we do need to be a bit careful, but yeah, not quite sure what we did wrong there. Maybe should have sprung an offside trap of sorts, but demand more. Can look at making a change, although we're playing very, very well. It's just about keeping it fresh, I think. So I think Kerr and Chetin might make way very soon. Free kick here for Samuelsson for Bremen, and here's Pepe. And a good tackle there by Shaban Kerr, but Samuelsson keeps it for him, and then Kerr wins the ball well. So there could be a fall from the way here, which will make sure that we counter-attack well. Kerr just not quite quick enough there, but manages to get a ball to Akashot. Here's Tarnat. Can set up and drive for his hat-trick, maybe? No, Kerr's got it. And Pepe wins it off of him. Samuelsson goes long. And Vlachodimos has got away from Vakuli here, and he's passed Vakuli, and he's put it in. Okay, it's 3-2. We were 3-0 up in this game. Please do not throw this away. Samuelsson with a long ball. Riccioli should do better here. He let Vlachodimos get away from him. He got past him and put it past Schossler, the goalkeeper. Trying to make some changes. So we are going to take off Chetin. And we're going to... Well, Demelt's not happy at all. We're going to bring on Mullering, though, as that box-to-box midfielder. And make Stanilovic a deep-line playmaker. The centre-backs have not been good to us here, have they? I was going to drop Stanilovic a little bit deeper, just to try and give the defence a bit more support. Kerr's going to come off, and Hollebeck's going to come on the left-hand side, but again, we're just going to drop him a little bit deeper as that winger. We need to be careful now. We are only a goal ahead, and we were 3-0 up, so maybe go for a bit of a tighten up. And with just a minute or so left, let's go defensive. And we've got one more change we can make. I think I'll take off one of my forwards. It's going to be Tarnat coming off. And we'll just get an extra man in defence. And that's going to be Torsten Bezel. But it looks like we're just about done enough. But being 3-0 up at one point in this game, the second half just did not go well. I say the last half hour, we just sort of let that get away from us a bit. Don't let yourselves get complacent for the next match, I'm going to say. Schossler was good in goal. Andreev, another very good performance by him. So he did well. So what do we have coming up? So Eintracht Frankfurt, our next game. And then September we have Köln, Hamburg, Schalke and Nuremberg. I think we'll come back for Leverkusen. We'll do 5 games off screen, which is what I tend to go for. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So we started well. Let's try and build on it. And we're going to aim for that top half finish this year. So we set mid-table. We've got 13th, 11th. So now we're going to break into that top half and see where we go from there. But that's going to do it for today. If you've enjoyed the video, do drop a like down below, leave comments. And if you want to see videos as and when they're up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to receive updates if I upload or go live. And follow me on social media so you don't miss any of my content. I'll see you next episode for Bayer Leverkusen. And we will see how we do off screen, see how the start of the season pans out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.